Welcome back to Cook It Simple with Eric. Today we're going to cook up a comfort food classic again. Today we're doing Salisbury steak, but we're doing it a little bit healthier, a little less sodium, but all the flavor. Stay tuned. Alright, so the ingredients that we're going to need are 1 pound of hamburger, ground beef, whatever. This is the 80/20. Again, it was on sale, so I bought it. I normally use 80/20 anyway. We have a 1.5 cups of some beef broth. I use the low sodium. We're going to use a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of cornstarch as a thickener. Over here we have 8 ounces of your mushrooms. I think they were already pre-washed, but I went ahead and kind of rinsed them really good anyway and let them dry a little bit. We're doing about 1/2 cup, maybe a little bit more, of diced onion, which I'm going to actually put in the sauce. We're doing 1/2 cup of Italian breadcrumbs. These are gluten-free. The only reason why I'm doing that is because that's what I have. Also, we are doing 1/2 cup of finely diced onions, which is going in with the hamburger. We have 1/4 cup of milk and about a teaspoon, maybe just a little bit more, of some minced garlic that I'll add to the sauce. Then as a binding agent for our hamburger, breadcrumbs, milk, we're going to use 1 egg, and I will kind of beat that before we put it all in. So let's get started. So what I'm using today to do the whole dish in is this brazier. It's a cast iron, enameled cast iron from Le Creuset, or however you say it. But it's beautiful because it's got the right size, it's got the right depth, so it works great for this. So what I want to do first is get this preheated. Okay, so to get started, I'm just going to set so we're going to take our breadcrumbs. We're actually going to put our milk in breadcrumbs, and we are also going to put our egg in the breadcrumbs. And we just kind of mix this up a little bit. Just make a little paste out of it is what we're doing. Now I'm sure if you just put the breadcrumbs in, dump the milk in, it would be just fine, but I'm just trying some different techniques that I've learned along the way. So let's do that. So now, we can put all this in here. And let's go ahead and throw our onions in. Now there's one way that you could actually do this that would be really cool, is to use a grater and actually grate the onions. That way you get the onion flavor and you don't really get any texture of an onion. You could use onion powder in here if you like. That's totally up to you. Right before we brown, we're going to coat them with garlic powder, salt and pepper. Then we're going to brown them. So you just don't really want to work it too hard, but kind of work it in. Then we're going to make some patties out of it. I think I want to clean that mess up real quick because, you know, I am good at making a mess. There we go. Good enough. So let's have this piece of parchment paper that we're just going to throw our patties on. All right, now we're going to break this up into 4 1/4 pound patties, roughly like that. Like I say, you don't have to pack these tight, but you just want to make them, most people do like an oblong shape. like that. About ain't thick, about a finger width thick. So we'll just make ours. You want to clean up the edges a little bit. So we're going to do ours that way. All right, there you have it. We'll put a little salt, pepper, and garlic powder on the top of these and brown them. All right, let's go ahead and crank this up. We're going to do about medium heat. It's beautifully preheated. I'm just going to throw some olive oil in. You can use vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever kind of oil you want. I just happen to have some olive oil right here. So I'm going to bring our patties in one at a time here. We should hear a sizzle. Just like so. Now the object here is just to brown. There we go. Clean my hands real quick. So we're going to add some salt. And it's pepper. And I love pepper, so we're going to add be a little generous. I'm only coating one side because we got enough stuff in the other. Although we have some garlic going in the sauce, I still want to put a little bit of garlic powder on these. So the whole objective is to basically brown each side for about 2 to 3 minutes until we get a nice caramelization on the patties. So we're not really trying to cook it all the way through, but if you're about 3 minutes on each side, you're pretty close. The burger will cook the rest of the way in the sauce. It's been about 2.5, 3 minutes. Let's go ahead and flip one and see what it looks like. I say it feels just about right. Trying to get away from me. Ah, there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and flip one, see how we're doing here. We can work with that. I'm going to set this one off over here on a separate pan for the tray. Okay, we can work with that guy. Now that we've removed Salisbury steaks, put them on a separate pan for now. We have some beautiful flavor and coloring in the bottom here. So I'm just going to add just a little bit more oil. Just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put my mushrooms in first. But with mushrooms, I want to put a nice little coat of salt on them and kind of help get the water out. We want our mushrooms just right. We'll let these sweat down a little bit. Now I will throw the onions in. Since they've reduced down, the mushrooms have reduced down a little bit. Normally you want to cook onions first, but for me, I like my mushrooms done a little more than, I don't like them rubbery, so I try to cook them down. I just think they're going to do better that way. So I'm going to add just a little bit of butter, just for some flavor. Maybe a couple teaspoons. Right now that's starting to smell amazing, and all that flavor from the bottom is getting pulled up, so we've saved a lot of that flavor from our patties. With our mushrooms and onions getting really close to being how I want them, the onions are starting to go translucent, the mushrooms have shrunk down a little bit, so we don't have much time left on them. So what we're going to do is we're going to prepare our beef stock with our cornstarch, which is our thickening agent, along with our Worcestershire sauce and our minced garlic. So what I like to do, we're just going to put our Worcestershire sauce in here, or however you pronounce it. Then we're going to put our cornstarch in. Put it in like that. I like to use a little whisk just to kind of whip it up. That way it smooths it all out. Now this won't start thickening until it starts getting hot. You'll see that happen. And this kind of gives us the color of our gravy. Some people put tomato paste in. I've never done that. I might try it another day. We'll see. Okay, I think these are where I want them, because these will cook a little bit more once we get the simmer and stuff going, and all the juices. So now, let's put the minced garlic in, just kind of stir that around. We don't want to cook it or brown it or anything, we just want to put it in, stir it around, just to get it mixed up. Man, that smells so good. And let's go ahead and pour our liquid in. Get one more stir, make sure it's all good. Alright, here goes our sauce. Get that in. Now once this comes to a simmer, we'll put our patties in. And this will kind of start thickening up, you'll see it. I have this turned down to a simmer now, so now we're going to get our patties nestled in there nicely. Put some sauce in them. And of course it's starting to rain and have a nice thunderstorm. It's Ohio. It does that. Baste these things a little bit. Alright, let's put the lid on. Let these go for about 10-15 minutes and we'll check them. It has been 15 minutes. Let's do a temperature check on our Salisbury steaks. Ooh, look at that. That is beautiful. We're temped in about 160, 165, so these are done. So let's go ahead and turn off the burner. Let's let it set in the gravy for about 5 or 10 minutes before we plate it. Now that it's done, let's put it on a plate and give it a taste. Oh yeah. So let me get my little mitts here so we can see that. I mean, that just, gravy looks beautiful. It just worked out good. So I'm just going to grab one of these patties. Throw some of those onions and mushrooms on top, and we'll get some of the gravy here in just a second. Get that guy back over there. There's my spoon. There you go. Put some of that gravy on there. I like to put a little gravy on my potatoes, dress it all up. That's going to be delicious. All right, let's give this Salisbury steak a try. Went ahead and added some mashed potatoes with it. Smells amazing. I'll make sure I get some of that mushroom and some gravy. Some of the hamburger. Just looks great. Let's try it. It's very robust. That's all the word I can think of. I know growing up, you have those little microwave meals that you pull apart and you have your Salisbury steak and you eat it. It doesn't taste anything like it, thank goodness. So, but I'm very happy with another dish that we've made. Thank you again for watching Cook It Simple with Eric. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. This has been a very challenging meal to make because in the midst of it, all of a sudden we started getting a bad rainstorm, a lot of thunder, some lightning, and now the tornado sirens just went off. So guess we'll have to eat and get back to it. So again, thank you. See you next week.